Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors, and I have built a tribe. We're getting close to, I guess, close to 90,000 subscribers. We've got about 8,000 people in our Discord that I communicate with as best as I can. It's difficult to communicate with 8,000 people. And I see that there's a lot of people in the Discord that are new. I see some people 14 years old, 20 years old, 25 years old asking, how do you invest? And I think a lot of that is available if you'll just Google it. But I do want to delve into it about how do I invest? I'm a retired financial advisor. I managed other people's money for many years. And then I sold the business in 2005, retired, went and spent some of the money that I made traveling around the world. And then for reasons, I decided I needed something to do. And so I started a YouTube channel, got involved in real estate. And I'm sharing my knowledge with people on how to invest, at least how I invest. I don't put a lot of credit in what has happened in the past. I'm interested in what is going to happen in the future because that's where you get exponential gains. So I'm going to use this as a video to explain my investment philosophy. In fact, I'm working with one of my tribe members to write a book, so this will be a good summary of how I approach investing, and you can take it or leave it, whichever suits you best. So give me a second and we'll delve into it.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, as I said, I invest based upon what is going to happen in the future. That's where exponential growth occurs. You can invest in a Berkshire Hathaway or some of the bank stocks, and you can get a repetitive return as they grow slowly. But to achieve massive returns, exponential returns, like people have in Google, in Apple, in Amazon, they are all products of change. They are all products of, in some cases, the introduction, the birth of the internet. In other cases, the birth of 4G and the smartphone. They exponentially grew because they were in front of a major change. And that's what I look for. I don't want a 8% return. I want a 50% return on an annual basis. And so that's what I look for. With that in mind, I run my portfolio like I run a business. And when I say that, I mean I have goals. I set a goal for my business, my portfolio. I create a plan for my portfolio. I limit the areas in which I go. And what do I mean by that? I think if you'll look at successful businesses, they become very good at what they do, and they don't mess around with the other things that they don't do. They don't go chasing things that explode and say, "Whoa, we got to get in that." And there's a good example of that right now. I am in the biotech field. I believe it is a huge opportunity over the next 3 years. And there's a stock called ticker is BNGO. It was something like 57 cents, and now it's $4. And that all happened within the last week. And I'm getting a lot of questions on my Discord as to why aren't you getting in that? Why aren't you? I didn't see it. I didn't see it, and I'm not going to chase it. And why am I not going to chase it? Well, there is a herd mentality. When something extraordinary happens, everybody rushes to it. And if the rush keeps going, that's fine. But if there's nothing behind it, it's eventually going to crash. And this is in a space I'm in. It's in the genome sequencing space, and I own two of the major stocks in that area. And a lot of people believe that their product is better than the other two that I own. I don't know that. I'm not equipped to know that. And I don't think that 99.9% of the people who are buying the stock know that. And as a result, I don't want to go near it. I fear it will crash. Well, yeah, but Carrie, if you had, it would have. Well, that's hindsight. And as I said, I don't look over my shoulder. I look to the future, and that's where I invest. I would suggest if you're investing and you want to make exponential growth in the investment markets, learn the business. First of all, learn the stock market business, and you can learn that by Googling it. But from that point on, learn how the world works. And I would suggest you go to bestofusinvestors.com, and you're going to find a library there. And that library is full of the books that I have read that have changed my investment philosophy entirely. When I was a financial advisor, I believed what I was taught, and that was diversification. I don't believe in diversification anymore. That's, getting some good, some bad, and some indifferent, and taking the average. I believe that I'm smart enough that I can look into the future and see what is going to happen, and then I can do some research, and I can find out who the companies are who are going to facilitate the change that is going to happen. Now, I do that by reading. I read at least one book a month. I just finished reading some books on lifespan because I think the biotech field is where it's going to go. I read another book about CRISPR because I think that's where biotech is going to go. I read the first book I actually read that I think made a major difference in my investment philosophy was this one. It's Accidental Superpower, and it traces how certain countries have grown to become the powers of the world. It goes into how China has grown. It goes into how the United States took a superior role. It goes very deep into demographics. And you've got to recognize that demographics are the driving force of all economies. You have to have somebody who is earning money, paying taxes, buying stocks, retiring, taking their money and moving it in other positions, and you got to understand it. Understand why the economy works the way it does, and you won't understand that on YouTube. You've got to read. So go to the Best of Us Investors, go to the library, and see the books that I recommend that you read. You'll also find my book in there as to how to get your mind straight. Then I would suggest pick no more than 10 stocks that you are truly interested in. And this is if you're beginning, or if you've been in it a while and you haven't been running your portfolio like a business. Pick 10 stocks and get to know them. And I mean know them inside and out. And if you can find a book on their founder or their current CEO, read it. Understand what you're buying. If you were approached and said, would you be willing to invest $10,000 in a restaurant downtown? Would you just ask people around, what do you think of this restaurant? What do you think of that restaurant? Would you buy that restaurant? Or would you go visit the restaurant? And would you go talk to the owner? And would you go talk to the staff? Well, that's the same way you should invest in stocks. Now, you can't go talk to Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg, but you can read about them and you can learn about them and you can learn what their philosophy is and see if it fits yours. So get to know them. Then look to the future, not to the past. The world is changing Another book that I highly recommend, The Future is Faster Than You Think. Everybody that is on my channel that reads that book writes me and says, wow, that opened my eyes as to where I should be putting my money. It is a window. This is a window into the world that is coming. And if you have a view of what is coming, you can then position your money to make money off of it. I just after saying that, I question if 10,000 people watch this video in the next 3 weeks, why any of them wouldn't buy that book. If I tell you that there is a way that you can see what's in the future and then position your money to take advantage of it, why you wouldn't do that unless you're just totally lazy. You've got to put in some work into this in order to be successful in it. And then I would say find a source to verify your decisions. What do I mean by that? Well, I make a decision that I want to. One of you wrote me a letter about an English company that delivers groceries, and they're very high tech. And I went to YouTube, and I spent about 4 hours coming to understand this company. I saw interviews with the CEO, the founder, and he has built an enormous company delivering groceries. And you need to. That's what I do. Then the next thing I do, I admire ARK Invest. I admire Kathy Woods. So I look and see what they own. And then I look and see how much of their portfolio is represented in each of those stocks that I'm interested in that they own. That if I see that their analysts believe the same thing I believe, that confirms my decision. And I'm very anxious then to move in that direction. Now, I'm going in some directions in some stocks that they aren't going, but that's okay. She totally dumped Illumina, which is the large 90% of the genome sequencing space. That's okay. She has some parameters based on what she will and will not hold. I don't share some of those parameters. I don't have the restrictions on me that she does from the NASDA. So I can kind of do whatever I damn well please. She can't. She has guidelines she has to follow. She has investors that influence her decisions. She has sources through which she distributes her ETFs, which influence her decision. She was very open in saying she's having some conflict with them right now. So she is a confirmation of my decisions. She doesn't direct my portfolio. I will do that. And as I say, I don't sell when something, I don't fear selling, okay? If you make a mistake, you made a mistake. So sell it, get out of it, and then go find something that will work for you. That has to be truly, I think it's Jeff Bezos who said, we make a lot of mistakes, but we do them fast. In other words, once we put something out there and it doesn't work, we recognize it doesn't work and we get out of it. And that's what you have to do on a portfolio. So that's kind of my take on it. Just to kind of sum it up, I invest in the future. I do not diversify, and I do not chase somebody else's success. Good for you that you BNGO, you're up 400%. I didn't see it. I still don't know that I believe it. There's just too much herd mentality out there, particularly when it's a $1, a $2, or $4 stock. There's too many people chasing it. So that's how I invest. If this is a video that you got some value out of, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, subscribe. And then if you'd like to get even deeper into my investment philosophy and our community, go to bestofusinvestors right there.com. Give me your name and your email address, and I will send you a welcome letter. And in that welcome letter will be a link to our Discord, and then come to the Discord. In the Discord, for $10 a month, we have a Patreon. You can see my portfolio. Just like today, I put out 4 stocks that I bought, and my Discord members, my tribe members, are aware of what I bought today, at what price I bought, and then I go onto the Discord and explain why I bought them. A lot of the why is evident through the videos. So that's what Best of Us Investors are all about. That's how I think you should invest. I think I'm doing a speech tomorrow on how to build wealth. And the whole essence of the speech is to learn what you do well. It's to a real estate group. The first thing they need to do is buy another house, but not buy it. Let somebody buy it for you. And we'll do that another day. So Best of Us Investors is all about. I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. And I want to help you achieve 3 things. Make good financial decisions, keep more of what you make by understanding your tax code, and create family wealth. And that our goal is $24 million. And I will show the people in the class tomorrow that I'm putting on exactly how it can be done. It's not that difficult if you get an early enough start and you become disciplined and you pay attention. You pay attention to the world that you live in. Okay. Best of Us Investors, give me a like, ring the bell, subscribe, do all the other stuff, and I'll see you sometime later.